afternoon, or morning, wherever you may be, and welcome everyone. We are thrilled you could join us today for this special webinar presented in partnership with Arch RoamRight. I'm excited to share some big news. TravelJoy now gives you the option to offer and purchase Arch RoamRight travel insurance directly within the platform, a seamless new feature that we think you're going to love. I'm Caitlin from the TravelJoy team, and joining me in just a bit will be Corey from the Arch team. So before we dive in, you may be asking yourself, what is the benefit of choosing to offer Arch travel insurance through TravelJoy? Well, no more chasing waivers or tracking down policy quotes. With TravelJoy's Arch integration, offering travel insurance is built right into your workflow, added to invoices, proposals, and group booking pages in just a few clicks. Most importantly, nothing changes about how commissions are handled. Arch will report sales and pay commissions through the same process you use today with Arch or your host agency. Plus, you can boost your earnings with a limited time promotion, an extra 4% commission on eligible sales through September 30th, 2026. More details on that shortly. Now, let's talk about what to expect for today's session. Corey will be taking the reins here soon to help us learn a little bit more about Arch. Then I'll be showing you how to set up and offer Arch travel insurance within TravelJoy. After, we'll be opening it up for questions from the Questions tab. Now, you will find the Questions tab located in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, just underneath the chat box. We ask that all questions be asked within this tab rather than the regular chat, as we want to ensure these questions are answered and questions in the chat may get lost before we're able to take a look at them. Your questions will be answered live at the end of the session or by one of our TravelJoy team members in the audience. Now, while we may not be able to answer every question today, we will certainly try our very best. If we're unable to get to your question, you are more than welcome to reach out to our team at hello@traveljoy.com, which I will post in the chat. If your question is in regard to the TravelJoy platform or offering Arch travel insurance through TravelJoy, or you can reach out to the Arch team at the link I'll be sharing in the chat if your question is related specifically to Arch or policy details. So that's coming to you as well. Last but not least, I want to assure everyone that this session is being recorded and will be sent to your email about 5 minutes after the session concludes. You'll be able to pause, rewind, and even see the full contents of the chat and questions tab. All right, so now that we've covered the basics, I'd like to invite Corey from the Arch team on screen to get things started.
Caitlin, thank you so much for having me. Super excited that I have the ability to talk a little bit more about Arch RoamRight. And frankly, we're just happy to be where the agents are. So TravelJoy is clearly that platform, and happy to share a little bit more about us. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here, Corey. I'll let you take over from here.
Great, thank you. So looks like I'm sharing my screen now. So just going to go over a little presentation to give you a better understanding, a little bit more about Arch RoamRight, what it is that we can offer for you all, what stands out for us, have a little bit better understanding of who we are and what we can do for you from a service perspective as well. And then we'll talk about some fun, exciting stuff where you can earn some more commission. So always fun to talk about that. So moving along, just a little bit about Arch. Arch is a publicly traded company under the ticker ACGL. So we're an S&P 500 company. So, great background, great financial support with A+ financial rating. We like to point out that we try to be in the different associations that our advisors are as well. So you'll see a handful of them there. And then the most important thing for us on this is to point out that we're vertically integrated. So that means we do everything in-house under our roof. We are the insurance carrier, so we're not a broker that's offering insurance through another carrier. All of that is done through Arch. What that means to you as an advisor typically means, possibly better coverage, better rates, or even in your case, maybe better commission. So having less hands in the cookie jar, big advantage for you all when selling travel insurance. We work with thousands of travel providers across the U.S. Just here are a few that we have listed. But the whole point and intention is to show that we're very well known in the industry and that you shouldn't shy away from Arch RoamRight if you haven't heard of us for any reason. But part of the reason for our success is really driven by our commitment to service excellence. We want to make sure we're doing everything we can to make sure that your traveler has a great situation that might be coming from a poor situation, right? They might have to cancel their trip or a medical emergency or something of that nature. And we want to turn that negative into a positive, which then in turn puts you in a good light as the travel advisor. So then hopefully they'll book another trip with you. And then likewise, hopefully another policy with us. So that life cycle of service is something that we take to heart and has allowed us to, go to that next level and be one of the most successful travel insurance companies out there. As far as with our products and things of that nature, we're going to continue to have new product development. You'll see that one of our most popular plans is available, our Pro Plus plan here on this TravelJoy platform. But the intention is to get more out there and more products out there in front of you at a future date as well. We are definitely tech focused, which is why we're here. We feel like TravelJoy is an outlet that makes your job and your life as a travel advisor easier. And so we want to be where you are. So if we can be within the platform that you typically operate on, that's going to make your job and your life easier. And we want to make sure we're there. And that's why we're super excited to be a part of TravelJoy. A little bit about our service awards. Don't just take my word for it. We've won several. The most recent one on there, we just were announced last week as the Trip Protection Partner of the Year for GTC. So that was a super exciting award for us to win. So it's great to hear that travel advisors like yourselves are putting in votes for us as the best travel insurance provider in the industry. And we do really think that that is the case. So like I said, don't just take our word for it. Take a look at our award shelves. Also, if you compare us to other travel insurance carriers that are out there, a third-party resource like Trustpilot or Google Reviews is a great way to check on that. And you'll notice that we have a Trustpilot ranking of 4.8 stars. If you look at all the other insurance carriers that are out there, you'll notice that on this slide here, we're much higher than them. So if you haven't given us a shot, hopefully this will give you a little bit of proof of why you should, because other advisors and travelers are out there utilizing the Arch RoamRight product, and we'd love to figure out a way to earn your business as well. As I stated, customer experience is really our top and primary goal. We do that through numerous ways, technology being one, but also we want to be available to talk with you over the phone, via chat. It might be email, whatever that is. Our customer service team is there to help you and make your experience better. We know dealing with airlines, for example, you might have to wait on hold for several minutes up to hours long. Our average answer to answer the phone is under 1 minute. Our abandonment rate, where somebody hangs up prior to receiving a call, is under 3%. That's fantastic and industry leading. So those are things that we want to make sure we continue, and goes to show that we take service to the highest level whenever possible. You'll also be able to receive a dedicated account manager and a dedicated regional sales director when working with Arch. So if you are not currently working with us, we'd love for you to get to know them so that way you can create a friendly relationship that hopefully extends beyond just being your travel insurance partner. When it comes down to the claims, that's why people choose a travel insurance partner, right? We want to be able to pay out these claims in a quickly and efficient manner, and we feel like we do so with industry-leading stats. Our intention and our goal is to make sure that we get that claim out and paid in under 10 days of total claim time. Typically, we are able to get payment out within 5 days of last receipt of any type of documentation. A lot of times we're waiting on medical records of something related to that might need to come in to finalize the claim. And we'll typically do that, like I said, within that 5-day cycle. So having that be an industry leading resource for you is one of the reasons that allows us to be successful. And we feel like our claims administration and the way we handle our claims is industry best. So definitely give us a look if you haven't yet. This just walks you through a little bit of the claims cycle. Our intention with our claims department is to make sure we handle the claim so you don't have to worry about it. As a travel advisor, you should be able to reference your travel insurance company and then be able to step away so you can focus on selling travel and we can focus on the insurance. So we provide them with updates throughout the claim cycle, so that way they're aware of exactly where their claim is, and also if they might be missing any documentation or paperwork that we can assist with. All this is done, in automated communications. But then if we need to reach out with a phone call or with a dedicated email, we definitely will do that. It's just to help make your client's process a lot easier when they're filing a claim. We also will make a partner portal available for you to utilize as an advisor. So this advisor dashboard is available for you to use. You can use it to send reminder emails. You can run reports. There's live chat capabilities in it. You can watch some of our previous and past training videos. You can also participate in our brainstorm program, which spend a quick second on that. That's what makes us successful. We take advice and information from our advisors, and that's how we're updating and constantly changing and adapting to the needs of our travel advisors. So that brainstorm program is part of that. All of these things are available within our partner portal. If you'd love to learn more, we'd love to get set up with an individual training for your host agency or for your office, and we'd be happy to share more detail about how the partner portal works, how you can navigate through it, and make your lives easier when working with Arch. We also make our marketing support available to your teams. A lot of this stuff can be co-branded for you. Travelers typically aren't necessarily aware of who that individual travel insurance company might be, but they sure know you as the travel advisor. So we like to make sure we put you front and center if we can. We make all these marketing materials available not only through our portal, but we can send them out in whatever capabilities that you would like to receive them in. But this is just to help you, be successful with your business. If there's something that we don't have that you'd like to see, we'd love to hear that feedback as well. When choosing to partner with Arch, we're going to provide some great onboarding support. And why I wanted to provide this quick screenshot is to let you know this is the email that you'll receive back from us when you choose to sign up with Arch if you haven't already done so. This is also where you'll be able to locate your credentials. So that way you can make sure that your account syncs up with Arch RoamRight while in TravelJoy. And so you'll find your login credentials here on these onboarding documents. But the whole intention is we want to make sure we get you up and running, utilizing our product, being comfortable with our products. So that way you can advise your travelers easily and effectively on the importance of travel insurance and why to work with Arch. The most important slide that I have to share with you is this one. And for an interim period to kick off this new partnership with TravelJoy, we're going to provide an additional 4% compensation off of what you would normally earn when selling travel insurance when you book through TravelJoy. So any of the policies booked through TravelJoy from now through September 30th will be eligible for this additional 4% compensation. It will be paid through the normal channel that you receive your compensation. So if you are working through a contracted host agency and we pay our commissions to the host agency, or if we pay them directly to your individual office, we're going to do that the same with this bonus compensation as well. So it's great. It runs now through September 30th. As I stated, the policy does need to be booked through the TravelJoy platform. And if so, you will receive that additional 4% compensation. So from now till September 30th, I advise you definitely take a look at this, earn some more commission. You all earned it. And we want to help kick off and hopefully help create a long and lastful relationship with everyone in the TravelJoy platform. So this is kind of our thank you to you all. And hopefully we can help earn, your support, and we'd love to earn your business. So thank you so much on that. Lastly, I do want to point out, if you are not set up with us and you would like to get set up and become a partner, please go to partnerwith.roamright.com, or you can call that 800 number listed on the screen as well, 866-891-6614. And we would be honored to get you set up with your own RoamRight account. Once again, that's partnerwith.roamright.com. We'll go ahead and place it in the chat as well. But feel free to go there and become a partner, and as we would love to earn your business. So with that said, Caitlin, thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Corey. So great to see that presentation. I'm going to switch my screen on over here, so that way we can start talking about demos. So I'm going to be demoing how to set up Arch travel insurance within your account. And then we'll talk about how to add it to things like invoices, smart proposals, and group booking pages. So perfect. All right, so we are looking at our dashboard within TravelJoy now. And to get set up, we are going to head over to the Settings tab towards the bottom of the menu on the left-hand side. And we're headed to Agency Info, that second option. Now you're going to want to scroll on down until you see the Supplier Integrations option here. And as you can see, my Arch RoamRight is already enabled, but if you haven't set this up yet, you'll see a link to complete setup here. You'll be prompted to put in your agency code and agency ID. And once you've done that and it's been verified, you'll have access to Arch RoamRight across all of your invoices, smart proposals, and group booking pages. Now let's kick off by looking at invoices specifically. So I'm going to switch over to an invoice I've already created for my client, and I'd like to add Arch Travel Insurance to this invoice. How I'm going to do so is just by scrolling on down until I find the trip insurance section here. I'll choose the option to add optional trip insurance. We'll see that Arch RoamRight is selected here. Then I'll want to make sure that my client's details are input correctly. And if there are additional travelers joining them, you can add travelers to the policy using this Add Traveler button here. All right, next we're going to put in our destination. So for this trip, it is France. Let me see, I might have put too many. There we go. We're going to verify our trip start dates and end dates here in this drop-down menu below, and verify our total trip cost. You'll also see the cost to the client at the bottom of this screen. Once you've completed these details, you'll use the option to add to invoice at the bottom right of the pop-up. The screen will refresh, and we're going to see this insurance item added to the line items up top in the invoice. Now, right now, it's listed as pending and $0, and that's because your client hasn't opted in or opted out quite yet. So that will change once your client completes their decision. And if we scroll down, we'll see that trip insurance added here. So what does this look like to your clients? I'm going to skip to my next tab, which has the client view of the invoice itself. Here we have it. If we scroll down on the client's invoice, we'll see that travel insurance pending item, just like we saw on the editing side. But then we'll also see the option to protect our trip. So clients will be able to opt in or opt out here. If they choose to opt in, the screen will refresh. We're going to see that amount added to the line items up top. And then your client can complete their payment below. Now, it's important to note that you can offer Arch travel insurance on both direct invoices and supplier invoices. But a funny thing to note about that is if you are using a supplier invoice, you can still collect all of your client's travel expenses via a credit card authorization, but this insurance purchase itself will actually be charged to your client's credit card right then and there. So no matter if you're using a direct invoice or a supplier invoice, they are going to see that charge for that insurance. So what happens after they complete that payment? The next page they're going to see looks a little like this. So you see your confirmation template here, but there's also a congratulatory blue banner up top letting them know they've successfully purchased a policy. Both you and your client are going to receive an email with policy details here. And then you'll be able to see all of those documents underneath the client's trip files tab. So if you're unfamiliar with the Files tab, you can find it on the trip itself. The tab is just to the top, and you'll see those documents with that special purple Arch tab at the bottom right. Now we have two other options for offering insurance. The next is a smart proposal, so I'll show you that. When you're creating a smart proposal, you do have the option to offer payments to your clients. And for smart proposals only in this situation, we can only offer insurance through a supplier payment. So that's going to be when we're collecting a credit card authorization only. So let's show you how to set that up. When editing your smart proposal, you're going to head up to the Settings tab at the top right, and then move over to the Pricing tab, just a little bit further up right. Now from here, you can add in your pricing details for the trip itself, but this is also where we'll be adding Arch insurance. I can head down to where it says accept supplier payment. As a reminder, we can only apply insurance to the supplier payment option and not the direct option. Once we've selected accept supplier payments, we'll see the option to add optional trip insurance towards the bottom of the screen. And a very similar process to what we saw when we were setting up the insurance on our invoice. We're just going to verify our client's details, add additional travelers if needed, add that destination if it's not already present, verify those trip dates, and verify the total trip cost. And again, you'll see the entire cost to your client below. Then add it to the proposal, and you will see that insurance here. Again, I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like to your client. So we're going to switch to a live version of this proposal here. Perfect, there we have it. And our clients are going to go through the insurance purchasing process when they go to approve and authorize at the top right-hand side of the screen, that blue approve and authorize button. Now from here, they're going to accept your terms and conditions, but they'll also be prompted to add on trip insurance or decline trip insurance. When they add it on, they'll see that amount added over on the right-hand side, and they'll complete their authorization from here. And it's the same process. They'll receive that confirmation message in the blue banner on the next page. Then you will get that email confirmation for both you and your client, and you will see the details for the documents in your trip files tab. Now, last but certainly not least, let's talk about group booking pages and offering Arch travel insurance. To offer travel insurance on a group booking page, you're going to start by editing the page and navigating to the Packages tab, tab number 2. From here, we're going to scroll down until we find that trip insurance section and choose to offer optional trip insurance. Now, because this is a group, we may not have all of our clients' details that are attending at our fingertips, and we may be collecting those as we go. So we don't need to add a lot of information at this portion. All we need to add is our destination and the trip dates. So this trip or group is going to Fiji, rather. And that's all we need. We'll add to the group booking page. We'll see that insurance has been added, and then we'll publish the page. And again, I'm going to show you how this looks like to your clients when they're moving through the group booking page process. So if you haven't seen the group booking page process before, there's about 3 main pages. Your clients will see their group itinerary on the first page. They'll choose their package. They'll add their traveler information via a form, and finally complete the checkout process. So at the very top of the screen, they're going to choose to protect their trip or decline trip insurance. When they click to protect, they are actually going to add their details on their end. So that way everything is correct and you don't have to worry about reaching out to everyone individually to get this set up. They'll choose their place of residence, their traveler info. Don't worry, that's not my real birthday. I know it's a really cool birthday, but it's not my real birthday. And then we'll make sure we have our trip dates in here and our trip costs. Once we add trip protection, again, that pricing is all going to update on the right-hand side. We can complete our credit card authorization or a direct payment for group booking pages. Insurance is offered on both. And once they complete their payment, again, they're going to see that confirmation page, receive that email, and you'll see those documents in the trip files tab. So those are some brief demos on how to utilize Arch travel insurance within TravelJoy. Perfect. All right. So Corey, if I can invite you back on screen, we're getting ready for a little bit of Q&A. So I'll go ahead.
Good to me.
I'm going to leave my screen just on our dashboard, just in case we need to do a quick demonstration of something.
Sure.
But let's take a look at the questions tab. And as a reminder, to ensure your questions are being asked in the questions tab, just below the chat box, we're going to do our best to get through as many of them as we can. We have a lot that are in there. I just looked down at the notifications and saw that there's 42 from the last time that I've looked. So lots of questions in there. So starting off, Corey, do you see anything that you want to answer right off the bat? Yeah,
I think one of the questions that I saw early was related to the the bonus commission that we're offering for our bonus incentive commission that we're offering to start, right? That additional 4%, that is on top of what you normally earn. So for example, if you are currently earning, let's just say 28% commission, okay, for that limited time, you're going to get 32% commission instead of the 28. So you get that extra 4% on top of what you normally would earn. So big advantage for you. I highly recommend you take advantage of it.
Perfect. Absolutely. I have a couple of questions written down here, and I'll take a look at the questions tab as well in just a bit. But we also got the question, can we offer more than one plan on a proposal, or is it just Pro Plus? And I'm happy to answer this. So we are starting off with the Pro Plus plan. We are exploring ideas for the future. So right now it is just that Pro Plus plan, and we are very excited to be offering it. It's one of Arch's most popular plans. Is that right, Corey?
That is correct. Yeah, I think it ends up about 65 to 70% of the policies we sell typically are that Pro Plus policy. There obviously are other plans that we make available, but for this time, Pro Plus is what is available in the TravelJoy platform.
Corey, I have a question that you may be suited to answer here. Does the insurance quote automatically update if we add more items to the invoice after the initial booking? For example, adding flights and hotels later down the road or after booking a cruise? I can answer part of this question, but then you may be able to have the follow-up there.
Sure.
Yeah. So initial changes to your invoice aren't going to change the quote that is added to your invoices or smart proposals after your client completes their purchase of travel insurance, but how can they make updates afterwards?
Yeah. So any adjustments that need to be made after the initial sale will have to be made either through our partner portal, which I showed a quick screenshot on, or also through our customer service center to make those adjustments. You'll notice that we are the merchant of record on that. So if price goes up or price goes down and you want to let us know of that, please do. If you're adding components or changing the travel dates, all of those things would be considered adjustments that would need to be made either through the partner portal or once again through our customer service center can handle that as well.
Fantastic. I just saw a more recent question come through that I'd love to answer. Pam asked, did I hear correctly that even if we're offering a supplier invoice, it will charge the card when they authorize? I just want to restate that yes, in the cases for purchasing travel insurance, only that insurance purchase is going to be charged to your client's credit card if you are using that supplier invoice. All the payments that are collected on a supplier invoice will still be a regular credit card authorization. So this is a great thing to prepare your clients for when they are going through the process of selecting and adding on travel insurance. Perfect. See, so many good questions in here. Anything else that stood out to you, Corey?
Yeah, there was a question on cancel for any reason, which frankly is a hot button right now with all that's going on around the world. I wanted to know, does Arch offer cancel for any reason with the regular policy, or is it an add-on? That is available only through our Cancel Flex plan, which as of right now is not available on the TravelJoy platform. However, that being said, once again, Pro Plus is our most popular plan that we typically see advisors offering.
Perfect. We have another question here from, let's see here, I think it's Sarah. Are we able to add this to a proposal when we send it to a customer, or is it only an invoice form only? As you saw during the demo, and if you're just joining us, right now you can add insurance to invoices on individual trips. You can add it to supplier payments on smart proposals, and you can add it to any direct or supplier group booking page. So lots of options there to really capture that client's interest in adding travel insurance.
I did get a question in here about pre-existing conditions. We didn't go into a ton of products, really not any. So what I would highly recommend if you want to learn a little bit more in depth about Arch RoamRight and the different policies, I didn't want to spend a ton of time boring you to death about the intricacies of what's covered, what's not covered. However, we do offer individualized training through our account management team. So I'd highly recommend you schedule a call or send an email over, and they'd be happy to get you set up with that. To answer your question related to pre-existing condition waivers, on our Pro Plus policy, travelers have 21 days from the initial trip deposit to purchase a policy to get coverage for any pre-existing medical conditions that they might have. So 21 days is the answer to that question. But if you want any more detailed questions related to policies, highly recommend you attend one of our training webinars, or we can even, like I said, schedule a personalized training for you individually. We'd love to do that as well.
Amazing. Laura asked, if we add it to an invoice, it seems we want to provide info on that policy. How do we add that? That's a great question. And when your client is going through the process of actually selecting to protect their trip, they're going to see some additional details about what policy coverage looks like. So highly recommend pointing them in this direction. If you are getting questions about, hey, what can I expect? We have the details available for you in that section on all invoices, smart proposals, and group booking pages.
Great. Britta had a great question related to commission protection and wanted to know if that was offered through Arch. And yes, it is actually automatically included in your partnership with us. So if you purchase, or if your traveler purchases a Pro Plus policy and your commission gets recalled from your travel supplier, that is absolutely something that we can protect for you. So you as an advisor just need to file a commission protection claim, and then we'll review that with our claims administration team. So yeah, automatically included with your Pro Plus policies.
Stephanie had a question. Is the insurance primary or secondary?
Great question. It is primary. We are a primary provider. So that Pro Plus plan will be first payer, which is awesome to hear.
Perfect. And we have a few copies of questions in here too. So if we're not saying your name or anything, it's not that we're skipping over you. We just have a few duplicates in there. So thank you still for sending in your questions. We really appreciate it.
I got one here that I would like to read too. It's just related to where the policies are available. So we have policies that are available in all 50 states. We also have policies in our platform that are available to global residents as well. If that does interest you, we are a global insurance provider. But this specific question was related to New York resident clients, and was there a different policy or different rates for New York? No, that's the great thing about us. Our policies are filed appropriately, and they are available to residents in all 50 states. So no issues there. So great question, Natasha. Thank you for asking.
Sarah did ask a question, is a first deposit date required, which I know can sometimes be required for some insurance companies. What do we think for Arch?
Yeah, so we definitely want to know that at the time of booking. So we do want to know when the first deposit date is. And the reason for that is that allows us to advise you on whether or not they'll be eligible for certain coverages like pre-existing condition waivers, like we just spoke about. So we do want to know what is that first deposit date, whether or not that's a changeable edible feel on your side before the quoting process. That would be a question I'd probably ask you, Caitlin, or your team. But it's definitely something that we do want to have. That way we can advise them on what they are covered for prior to purchase of the policy.
Perfect. Yeah, and we do have Ryan, one of our engineers, in the audience as well. So I'm sure he's totally able to look into that for us, and we can get back to you.
Sure. Didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
Oh,
Ryan.
no, you're totally fine. I wish I had that answer, but we will go ahead and get that answer, and we will get back to, I believe it was Sarah, on that as well. All right. Let's see here. Quite a few more like policy related questions have come in as well. Samantha asked, what does the claim side of things look like? Is it a long process?
No, it's not. And I tried to summarize that a little bit in our, we feel like we're industry leading as far as the quickness and service quality that you get with our claims team. Our intention is to get that off of our desk within 5 business days of receiving the last claim form. So not many travel insurance companies can claim to that. We can. Even in the situations where, we're coming up, knock on wood, hurricane season's coming up here soon, and busy times, we're built for that, right? We've been in this industry, for about 12 years now. And so we've seen all sides of it. We also work with the vacation rental side of our company as well. And they deal in those catastrophic claim events all the time. So we have protocols in place when those large volumes of claims do come through. And could there be a little bit of a delay when those large cat storms come through? Potentially. However, we have protocols in place to make sure we don't deviate too far off of what is our standard SLA. So definitely something we take pride in. The only way you'll ever really know about that is to experience it yourself. So if you haven't tried Arch RoamRight, give us a shot and let us know what you think. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And once again, I'll let Trustpilot, I'll let Google reviews, I'll let the awards that we've won speak for themselves.
Wonderful. Perfect. Okay, we've got another question from Yvonne, which I can definitely take. If you have a group for a rental villa, can some people purchase, or do everyone have to get insurance? No. So you can offer this individually on each individual invoice for those who are attending that event or that trip, and they can choose whether or not they'd like to opt in or opt out. It's that simple, that easy, and I have a feeling they're going to want to opt in. From what I've seen today, I definitely would. So you have that option. They have that option. You don't have to have everyone on the trip except that travel insurance.
Another great question that came in. Can we change the trip cost to reduce the fees that would be refundable anyway, like those on cruises? So my recommendation on anytime you're booking travel insurance is you only want to cover anything that is prepaid and non-refundable. So worst case scenario, they cancel very last minute. At what dollar amount are they going to be out should they cancel? That is your insurable interest, and that is what you would want to insure. So if you need to adjust that because there are refundable things that are in there, you only want to cover things that are non-refundable. So remember that anytime you're booking travel insurance. Otherwise, you potentially might be over-insuring. So those are some of the things that our team can help coach you on and educate you as you move through the process.
All right. Lots more questions came in. Woo! Does Arch have an app for the client to submit a claim?
Funny thing you ask. So we have through everything we do is online through our portal. We've lived the app world. We had an app. The participation on apps was not super high. So we have discontinued that. Look, I got an app for everything. I got an app for restaurants and all this. Frankly, it just takes up space on my phone. So what we try to do is make it as simple and as easy as possible for your guests without invading their privacy, right? So when they're ready to file a claim, they can absolutely do that online. Everything is done digitally. You can do it right from your phone. It's mobile friendly. It's just you don't need to download an app, which frankly, when I talk to my mom and I ask her when she's booking her trip, how do I utilize the last thing I need to do is try to explain to her how to download this app. So we make it as simple and as easy as possible for your travelers, and something that, we don't want to invade that issue, especially when they might only use it once a year, twice a year, right? It's something where when they're ready to file a claim, we'll make it readily available for you. Everything can be done digitally, and we're happy to help coach along the way if need be. So great question though.
Perfect. Love it. I have a question from Paul here. To track commission in TJ, will we need to go back to the invoice and manually input that data? No, there is a very easy way to update your commission details. So one of the ways that you can do that is by heading to your reports tab on the left-hand side menu, add to commissions and sales. And then I believe it's payments. Forgive me if I am wrong, or is it details? Details, there we go. You can find that item underneath the details tab. You can use your filters to find it. I'm just going to go ahead and make this a little bit wider there since I'm very zoomed in. But you can edit your commission details for your own tracking purposes in reporting in TravelJoy just by heading to this tab and using that blue pencil icon to update those details for your records. That's a great question.
Linnea wanted to know where we process our claims. So our travel headquarters and where our customer service and our claims is located in Hunt Valley, Maryland, which is a suburb of Baltimore. So everything is handled out of there. And yeah, we try to make sure we're readily available regardless of where you are and where you might be traveling in the world. But that is the location of our claims and customer service center.
And we got two that are very similar back to back here. Sarah and Samantha asked about being able to submit a claim on behalf of their clients. Is that something that's possible?
Absolutely. So you'll see in our partner portal that you can easily look up claim status, add additional claims information. You 100% as the advisor can do so. However, it's up to you if you don't want to as well, right? It's really a claim through the actual traveler. So your involvement is not necessary by any stretch of the imagination. However, if you'd like to be involved and provide a little bit more white glove treatment, that's up to you. What we try to do is make it as flexible as possible for you as the advisor to work with you regardless of how you operate. Our intention is to try to make it as seamless as possible. I think I mentioned this earlier in the presentation. Our intention with our claims process is to make sure that you can focus on selling travel versus handling claims situation, which we all know that's how you're going to make more income is by selling travel rather than worrying about what's going on with the traveler's claim. But anytime you want to check on a claim status, you can do that through our portal. And we are happy to, share some of that information. Obviously HIPAA laws do require that we can't share certain information, but we definitely share what we can to the advisors.
Perfect. Now we are in our last couple of minutes. Before I take us out, any last minute questions that you saw that you wanted to address? There's a lot in there, but.
Yeah, it's Samantha, I'm seeing one about claims. If we have clients that don't use claims online, an agent submits we just answered that. Sorry. I was thinking it was going in a different direction. So apologies. But yeah, here's the deal. We have travelers of all different age categories that are comfortable doing stuff online, offline. We get that. So we want to be there where the traveler is. So if it's something where they want to claim offline, contact our customer service center. Yes, we still utilize snail mail if we need to. We try not to because it does eat up the claim time because you got to wait for the U.S. mail service. However, if somebody does need something mailed out to them, we can do that. And yes, we get it. We all have travelers that want stuff mailed, and we will do that if needed.
Perfect. All right. So, folks, we are currently at the end of our time together. If your question was not answered today, please don't worry. We have you covered. If your question is in regard to policy details or specific to Arch as a company, please reach out to their support team. I'll post a link again in the chat so that you have access to it. Just got to get over to the chat. There we go. Perfect. If your question is in regard to setup on the TravelJoy platform, please reach out to us at hello@traveljoy.com or use the blue chat button in the bottom right-hand side of your dashboard. We're happy to answer those questions for you. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you, Corey, for being here and providing everyone with additional information and answering questions. Also, a big thank you to the Joymaker team for answering questions in the questions tab. As a reminder, a recording of this session will be delivered to your email about 5 minutes after we end here. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you again for joining us. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you all.
Take care. Bye-bye.